Hello, Mr. President.
We stand before you today to address a pressing issue, the escalating mental health crisis among our public service members. These individuals, who are from the backbone of our society, are undergoing immense strain. If we expect them to shape America for the future, we must ensure they have mental health support they need. How can they truly fulfill this role while struggling with mental health issues?
The United States is grappling with a mental health crisis that often overlooks our public service members. This neglect not only impacts them, but also reverberates throughout society, threatening the stability of our nation for years to come. Do we want our public officials to diminish capability with each generation?
We propose that education on mental health be a requirement for anyone entering government service. It is crucial for our politicians to understand how mental health affects their work and the lives of others. Some may argue that knowledge of mental health is irrelevant to governance, but we strongly disagree. Without an understanding of the mental health challenges faced by Americans, how can they create effective laws? Public servants, including those in federal agencies, often bear the weight of traumatic situations daily. Additionally, many politicians endure stalking and harassment, with alarming statistics showing that up to 87% of politicians in various countries have faced harassment. For instance, the attack on Nancy Pelosi's husband highlights the real dangers many politicians confront. Shouldn't we find healthier ways to support them rather than leaving them up to cope alone?
I hope that this conversation continues, that this isn't just a one-time thing, that we keep working on this, because it's something obviously we have to work on, especially after the pandemic, I think. That's so, as a teacher, I see it in my own classroom.
And I thank God for 12-step recovery. I took medication-assisted treatment, which means that I was taking buprenorphine for a period of time while I was still here in Congress to deal with my opioid addiction. Since I left Congress, I've been able to really spend my full time getting my own recovery.
Now let's shift our focus to our educators. Teachers play a crucial role in shaping future generations, but are often underpaid and undervalued. Many argue that teachers aren't doing enough, but this unjustly undermines their contributions. Excessive workloads and a lack of respect deeply impact their mental well-being, which in turn affects the quality of education for their students. To address this, Congress should consider providing schools with better resources. Teachers should not have to stretch themselves thin just to meet basic educational requirements. By improving their work environment and providing support, we can make teaching a more desirable profession and ultimately enhance our education system.
I am Michael Timothy O'Brien, and I am an English teacher here at Oscar Smith High School.
Hi, my name is Emily Walcott, and I'm the band director at Oscar Smith High School.
Has your mental health impacted your ability to perform your job to the best of your abilities?
Teaching is definitely a strain and a half on one's mental abilities. As a teacher, I feel like I am taxed on a daily basis. I am pushed to the very brink of what I can do. So,
I would say that I am really good at compartmentalizing. So even if I'm having a foul week and my mental health is not great, I'm really good at not bringing that into the school or into my job.
How has your well-being changed from before you had this job to having this job now?
I used to have hobbies. I used to have free time. I had so much, and teaching does not allow for that. Teaching is more than just simply being in the classroom and presenting a lesson. There's so much prep that has to go into creating that lesson, poring over curriculum guides, checking the performance of my students, which may change the direction of my lessons altogether. So it is practically an endless process. I am going full tilt until summer, and then even over summer I'm still working at it. So it is a huge impact.
How much time does teaching take away from your family time?
I only get to see my daughter every other weekend, and I have to do some grading or some lesson planning while she's there. So while she is on the computer playing her Roblox, I have to be on my computer and working. So,
Do you believe that your income negatively affects your drive or motivation to come to work?
I hate to come off sounding avaricious, but teachers don't make a whole lot of pay, so that is definitely not a plus for this job. Those of us who take up this position do so.
No, I don't think teachers, if their income affected that, they wouldn't show up.
Do you feel undervalued in your position of work?
I would have to say yes, if I'm going to be honest. There's a lot that goes into, as I said, every lesson. I work for pretty much every student out there, right? I have to meet them where they are. I have to give them the supports they need. Not to mention, I have to give parents the supports they need. I have to answer to the department, to the administration, to the school board. So I feel as though sometimes I'm a tiny little cog in this overall machine. And sometimes I feel like if this little cog somehow was removed.
Lastly, we must acknowledge the challenges faced by our first responders. The stigma of surrounding mental health in these roles has hampered their abilities to serve efficiently. These individuals confront intensely stressful situations regularly, and without appropriate training and resources, their mental health suffers. There's a common misconception that individuals in these professions should simply be strong enough to handle their challenges, but this mindset is detrimental. First responders need solid mental health support systems that empower them to seek help without fear of judgment.
Mr. President, we would just like to say thank you for your time.
Thank you for your consideration.
And thank you for helping the future of our public service members.